How they do?
I can be on Front Street, but I'd rather sell it out the kitchen. Mom's bad like Janet Jackson. That's when I'm give up the pip. They broke a lot of bitches. No, she the one that got Burberry slippers. This bitch here don't beautiful. Fuck her from the back, she grip the pip. My pippin' way too official. Fuck the good and now she left for shivers. I can be the crazy, be the pussy, and slide on the stripper. She like, well, you know you get at the state. I went chopped out the bitch. So I build her on the bitch. She that train got a.
Okay, you guys, thank y'all for tuning in today for another episode of Black Table Talk.
Yes.
And I have my girl Rika here with me.
What's up, you guys? What it do?
Y'all know this Erica without the E. And we have our special guest today.
What it do, world? It's your favorite T girl, or soon to be Brooke Dior.
Brooke Dior. So, y'all heard that. Brooke Dior. I love it. I love it. So, what's been going on, you guys?
Nothing much. Had a straight day, straight week. Can't complain.
I feel you. I went to a birthday party today. My G baby turned 5. Another one of my G babies.
Okay.
Look, I have 2 G babies, and both of them are 5 years old. So I went and just enjoyed them today.
Yeah, I got one. Well, we don't say the G word.
Oh, what y'all?
He called me Coco, and I called him the baby. So
Coco, the baby. Okay, yeah. I like it.
We got a 90s party to go to later on. So
okay,
yeah.
Are you going to?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm 03, baby.
03, so I ain't got nothing to do with no 90s. So I ain't trying to go and even support it, huh?
B is very extra, so
ain't nothing wrong with it.
Extra and low key. Don't like to be only around a certain amount of people for.
Oh, I understand.
So she better go down quick.
So y'all, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into our topic. Today's topic is: how do a Christian parent accept a child that's in the LGBT community?
Whew, you. Okay, before we start, every time I do something with my family, we always say a little prayer, so we can just say this. Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, we thank you for bringing us together on today, Lord. We ask that you just let us have open hearts, open mind, that we have an open discussion, that we draw us close to each other and not against each other. And Lord, we just want to understand that we're all talking from the heart, so it don't grow us apart, that we love each other, and that my opinion is my opinion, B's opinion is B's opinion, and we have Quanta here, and her opinion is her opinion, but we still love each other, respect each other, and we just pray that we can be a vessel to somebody else within this topic. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen. Oh, I love it. That was nice.
So, what's good, B? Let's talk. Tell the world what's going on. How do we adapt to it? It was a long journey, wasn't it?
Yeah. I want to say, I can say it started off in 7th grade, kind of, because Nana read my journal, and she said she was supposed to be trying to find Maya's work journal, but she said it had them. They both looked alike. But after she seen it wasn't there, she continued to read, which I don't know why, but she continued to read.
And what grade?
7th grade. I was in 7th grade, and I was having a stressful day. And I had put a little few things in there, and I also had put I'm bisexual. I had came out as bisexual in the diary, and then my mama read it, and what happened?
I never read it.
No, I mean my mama. Nana called you and told you about it.
Told me about the diary.
The diary.
Yeah, but I didn't.
And you never read it. And you dismissed it. Yes, and then you end up coming around and talk to me about it.
5 years later.
So why did it take you 5 years later?
Because I didn't want to deal with it. I did not want to deal with it. I'm not going to lie to you. It was my pride. It was my spirituality. I was like, what? I'm already being looked at because I'm a single mother with 3 kids on my own at this age. Then you want to come out and say you this, that, and the third. They're going to look at me crazy. They're going to talk about you. I'm going to have to deal with so much. And then it was just like my spirituality. My daddy is a pastor. He was a pastor and he a bishop now. So it's just like a lot of things that was just, kind of going on. So I didn't want to deal with it. I felt like I had enough on my plate, so I didn't want to deal with it. I'm like, you can't not like something you ain't never had. I'm gonna pray this demon up off of you. Go to school, do your work.
Okay, so that comes back to my question. Then you cannot not like something that you never had, and how people say they straight if they never had tried the other gender. If they never, if a man never tried a man, how you say he's straight then? If you only been with a woman, this is something he know that he like, right?
So well, let me ask you this. So did you always knew
Yeah,
that?
since I was in pre-K, I dated girls and
What
boys,
the
but when I
I mean,
when I was in pre-K, I used to play like house and stuff like that, and I used to always want to be the mother, not the father, and then yeah.
so you as a mother, you never thought nothing.
No, and now that I look back over it, I might have seen something, but as a mother, you don't want to see certain, you know what I'm saying? Like I ignored everything. I'm like, I don't got time for this. I'm not dealing with it. That is not what I'm finna deal with. That is not what we're finna do. I'm like, in this house, we are going to like men like women, women like men. We just gonna do what we need to do, and that's what we're gonna do. And you gonna read this Bible, and you gonna get this up off of you, and we're not finna deal with it. But I slowly but surely have to catch myself because it was like, if I could have friends like this,
Why can't you have a child that's like that?
yeah.
So you
I think
But
you
I
it's
was
accept.
just
different.
like,
It's
I was just like,
different.
it's different though,
How just how is it different? Because
because
if
I
you
didn't
can
have, it
accept,
wasn't my child, and I didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
so that's why my understanding, because it's your child. Why do you feel it's something you have to deal with?
Because, like I said,
Nobody want that child to get hurt.
for one, I knew all the risks that came with it. Like back in our day, like how they beat the crap out of dudes that's like that, you know. And on top of that, I know like as far as like the STDs that you can get from that. And on top of that, it was the fact that,
That's a straight sex too.
yeah, but it was just the fact that it was so much. I back in my generation, I guess like the Christianity was more nosier than your neighbors. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just so much that I would have had to deal with. I already was the talk as far as my family because I had my child at 16. Once I started pulling myself about the situation and started looking mostly at B, I couldn't judge because I had a child at 16. So, I mean, my sin wasn't no, you know what I'm saying?
Was
Wasn't
no
no
greater,
greater.
right?
So it's just like, okay, that's probably how my parents felt when I had a child at 16 and then turned around and had one at 17. So they probably felt like that. And I had my third child at 19. So I probably was pissing all on their parades, you know, and I couldn't even, I decided to be like, you know what? Let me start looking at it. But I was like more so, um, okay, I can accept this, but just don't come in here looking like Nicki Minaj. And sure is stinks.
Came in looking like Nicki Minaj.
I'm like, God, dog, B, you didn't even
No,
let me accept.
granted, I did move out first before I came in with because you told me I have to wait till I was 18 and I had my own place. I was in college and I had got my nails done and it was blue. And you face it every time I try to do something sneaky and like get my nails done, I have eyelashes up. She calls me right afterwards. I don't know why. So that's the time I was hiding it. So she called me right in there in my day one, which was Kayla. She was on the side of
Oh,
me.
don't say the name. But go ahead.
My day one, she was right there and she was like, "Your mama gonna see him," and I'm trying to hide him out the camera, but I end up move my thumb a certain way, and she said, "You got on blue nails," and I'm just like, "Yeah." It went from there, and then I went from the nails to the eyelashes to the
So
hair.
basically, you knew Brooklyn wanted to be.
Hmm. I didn't want to accept
You
it.
didn't want to accept it, so you had to hide the fact that what you were doing. Even though she knew, you still feel that you had to hide it
Yeah, and I like the dressing part.
because you didn't mind him doing it, but
After a
you just
minute,
didn't
I
want to
was just
see it
like,
like in your
just be
face.
who I feel like. Okay, you want to be who you are, that's fine, but just be who you are. You're
Brooklyn was who.
you're male, so I was like, you're a male, so be a gay male. You don't have to change.
So you was trying to make the decision on So do
on
you
which
think
how extra I want to be.
right? So do you think that was because I mean, do
I
you think
mean, it
that's
probably
fair?
wasn't right or fair,
It's not
but that's what I was like. If you're gonna be something, just be like I say. Over the years, it took me a minute to like remove myself and not be
right,
worried about how it's gonna affect me, more so affect me. But once it started being to the fact to where now it's people within our circle that's supposed to love us that's like coming a little aggressive towards you. Now I have to be in line mode, in mama line mode, in defense mode. Because at the end of the day, whether I don't agree with what B do or not, I was always the mother. I never
right,
changed the fact that I was not the mother. I always was the mother. I always took up for B. I always made sure B was straight. I always tried to have B's best at heart, even though it didn't come off like that. But at the end of the day, I was always mama. I never turned my back. I never said, "Oh, go get out." See, I started understanding like a lot of parents was kicking their kids out because of that situation, and then something bad happened to them, and they
right.
had to
So then
live
you
with
have
it.
that regret.
I'm not living with it. I got enough bull crap that I got to live with for the rest of my life, and that was not going to be one of them. On top of that, I started understanding. I started becoming more spiritual and not religious, and I started pulling myself because I feel like Christianity, as far as religion, I feel like can be hypocrites because the Bible say love thy neighbor, but then you want me to go around with hate because this person is not living the way the Bible wants to be living. But in the Bible it says there's only one person that is perfect, and that's
Right,
God. So because we're not seeing what you do in the light, you get to criticize and judge the next person.
right.
And so I had to start understanding, like, let me have my own personality with God. Let me have my own connection with God. Even kind of bump heads when it comes with my father because he's a bishop. So
I know that has to be rough. So, how's your relationship with your granddad?
I don't have one.
Is it because of what you chose?
Mm.
I think their connection is not close because of they both have different morals or what it is. I'm not gonna say he loves B any less or not, but he's old school, so he's more firm and like I'm not gonna call you Brooklyn. I'm gonna call you Brian. I'm not gonna call you she. I'm gonna call you him. And B is more as like, no, you're gonna respect me. So I feel like they butt heads just a little bit. But at the same time, I have to let my dad know, like, you can't keep coming for my child. Like, you here to protect me, and I'm here to
To
protect my
protect the
child.
child, right?
So at the end of the day, we're just not going to discuss that, and we can just keep that separate because I don't want to disrespect you. However, I have to be at bat for my child, you
Right,
know. So that's how that went. So I just tell him like it's not up for discussion because it's a topic that would never have an ending because you're a bishop and you're more so cut on what the Bible is saying, and I'm more so cut on a spirituality. The older I get, I have my connection with God, so I'm not gonna judge B because who's to say if this will be B's continued journey, or if this is just a journey that B is getting used to God. I don't know what it is, but I'm not
so
gonna
you was
judge.
hoping that it was just a phase, really.
At first, I was hoping that it was a phase, but now I'm at the point to where that don't got nothing to do with me. That's
Right,
between you and God and your life and your journey. All I can do is love you, guide you, and tell you how I feel. But I'm not gonna walk around my household mad at you or treat you at a distance because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Because at any given day, my dad can be like, "Oh well, they don't need to go on in your house," or anybody can be like, "Well, if that was my child, I'm not gonna I wouldn't let them tolerate that. But at the end of the day, if something was to happen to me, I would be the one to have to bury that bone and carry that. Not them, not the person that gave me their opinion. Their feels like well, I have to do that. So I'm doing what's best for me in my household. Me and B have boundaries. We understand each other, understand who B is, and B understands how I feel about it. But the
so did
more,
it take a long time or a while
Mm-hmm.
before you got to that point?
uh-huh.
So, like, what did you have to go through? Not you, Erica, you, Brooklyn. What did you have to go through in that time, in that span, for her to even accept that?
Um, feeling like what you mean, like emotion wise? Like
Emotionally, yes.
I felt alone. Like I don't know. I felt really kind of I felt like alone, and then I don't know. I grew up with my mom like being my best friend.
Right.
Like I was a child that like she always say, "Okay, don't tell your brother that we sneaking and doing this, or we sneaking and like to go get food or stuff like that." So I'm thinking like we have like a a strong connection. So I thought like I already knew like growing up my whole life like who I wanted to be. So I finally like when I finally was like, okay, I'm gonna tell my mama. I thought she was gonna be more so of a okay, give me a hug, but I didn't understand it from her point of view that she already had this whole idea of life for me
Right.
planned out. So to come on her idea and to tell her, oh, I want to be different. I want to change my sex. I can kind of see that it was like a little stone just dropped on her.
Right.
But at the same time, like I feel like what we went through our whole life, like just me and her, not even just like me and my siblings and her, but like just me and her. Before I became who I was, I thought like we was gonna be stronger and like closer than what we were like how the situation ended. Like we went separated, but I thought it was gonna bring us more close together, but it did. So I felt like really, really alone, like
So
abandoned.
how did your were your siblings more accepting than your mom?
They was more so like they didn't. It's like they didn't really care. It's like my siblings kind of like how can I put it? Like, yeah, they don't really care. I don't know. I never really got their opinion. Like they never really kind of said, oh, you know, I don't know if they talked to my mom about it, but they never came to me and was like, I don't like it or anything. Or nothing. Like they just really don't speak on it. They just kind of do that thing. I do my thing.
Did you ever talk with the other kids about?
My oldest is more like so came to him, excuse me, came to be and was like, read, like kind of read the Bible and was like, well, this is your life, as the oldest child at that moment. So my oldest was the man of the house, so he felt it was his obligation to. He's more spirit. He's spiritual like me too. So he's like, well, the Bible say this and the Bible say that. Be kind of fix your life, but he wasn't to the point to where he was like shoving it in B face, like doing it or doing that. My middle son was more like, Mama, B gonna do what B gonna do. So
Right.
just let B live life. Like they ain't got nothing to do with you. Like let B live the life that B wanna live. Like it don't got nothing to do with you. Like you already did your part. B know what's good. B know what's up. So
So did you ever in your mind as a mom think, well, maybe something was a reason or something, or did you ever just have any kind of thoughts or
at the beginning, I
anything?
felt like I failed as a
Why
parent
did you feel like you failed? Because of the choice that Brooklyn made.
because like I said, it was conditioned in my mind. Like B is Brian at that time. Brian is gonna go to school. Brian is gonna become this. Brian is gonna have a girlfriend. Brian,
So basically, you dictated Brooklyn's life.
it
My
wasn't me
whole life.
dictating. It
Well,
was just
no,
that
that's what you
it
was
was
doing.
no.
No,
I ain't gonna
that's
say
exactly no.
dictating
That's
because
what,
I'm gonna say it was kind of like a switch, like an automatic. Like it was kind of like how they say the American dream. Like it was just kind of like an automatic switch. Like I had three boys. This what my, you know what I'm saying, my boys.
so
I
you
wasn't.
had already planned.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna say planned out. It was just like an automatic. Like
So that was
okay,
you was making the decisions
my
for 'em.
kids gonna grow up and they're gonna be like this. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to plan like what they were gonna be or who they was gonna be with. It was just like automatic in my mind. Okay, when my boys grow up, they're gonna have a girlfriend. Of course, they're gonna do that.
So your mind never said, well, one of my kids may end up.
No, I never had that thought.
I don't know how. I just feel like I never really like hit it. At a young
You feel like you
I
always.
never. I hung around nothing but females my whole entire life. Never really had no male friends. I only had one girlfriend that I introduced to my mama, and that was like middle school year. After that, after the journal situation, it was never no girlfriend. So I don't.
So you was you doing the girlfriend thing because that's something you wanted to
No, I
do?
actually like girls.
Oh, so you like girls and okay. So you
I'm just very picky when I like girls stuff. I like girls that
like feminine guys?
like no that like masculine girls, kind of like a stud or sim or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
I also, if it's gonna be a feminine girl, she's got to. I'm very picky. We got to kind of build a friendship 1st, or like not even a friendship first. It's kind of, I don't know. It's kind of, I'm just kind of based off like energy. Like it ain't about looks, but like it's just really kind of like energy.
So
like,
are you accepting of that now? The like in women and men now.
You can like what you want to like.
So
And
okay.
I don't mean that.
So Brooklyn.
I don't mean that to no
You stay
harm.
with your mom, right?
Yeah.
So is Brooklyn able to bring company
Ooh,
guests
I
over?
like that question.
Yeah,
Is
I just
Brooklyn
know.
able to bring company over?
Brooklyn has brought company to the house. Now, can you just be on a point to where you hug and laying up? I'm not there yet.
Wait. Let's circle back to the question.
Okay, let's go back.
Can Brooklyn bring people inside the house, not at the doorstep?
So this not his real name, but I love you, Bobby.
But no, honestly,
because
that's my best friend. That was nothing, Mama. That was nothing. That was
so you saying you accepting, but you I'm accepting long as you out there. But
no, I accept you in as well. I just when I say that when you taking steps, I'm just not to the point to where I could just first of all, I don't even really let my middle.
Please say it. Please say
he
it.
Don't.
Please.
Yeah,
He never mind.
I don't even. Me and him be bumping heads. I don't even like the fact that you just bring somebody up in my house like that. Anyway, this is you ain't grown. You gonna pay some bills. You have your own house, so I don't even really like the fact that you just gonna have anybody in my house. But can be have company. I'm not
there yet.
So then
I'm not there yet.
If you're not there, you still haven't accepted the fact that
I accept B.
No, how are you accepting it if you're not allowing B to be who B is?
I am because I done met some people.
But you, listen, I noticed you continue to say B. Her name is Brooklyn.
I gave her that
because she can't call you. She can't.
Yeah, my family can't. They can't grasp.
But then
Brooklyn
if you're not accepting, you want your choice to be called is what?
It's Brooklyn, but I don't like to argue.
But okay, but here's the deal. I respect B, and B has to respect me because at the end of the day, I still have my.
Then you still haven't accepted fully.
I still have my spirituality too. So if you want me to respect you, you gotta respect me. You got
lines on
boundaries.
Like this is the line. This much of Christianity and spirituality I have, and this side because you can't.
No, it's not that. It's the fact that I'm trying to respect my child, and I'm also trying to respect my connection with God. And I know God says
so you
that
feel like
you cannot
accept...
be like that. I feel like if I start calling B her and Brooklyn that I am engaging in something, I feel like there's a thin line that I might be getting into that might get me in trouble with God. Like that's how I'm thinking.
Well, you just contradict yourself because on one end you just said that that's Brooklyn and Brooklyn's relationship.
Yeah, but I still have to worry about what I condone and entertain
do you
as well.
Have bisexual or friends that isn't?
I used to and I don't. I mean, I do like to like, hey, how you doing? But a person that I'm around 24/7 or something like that, I don't have that. I don't have that anymore.
Is it because of your religious beliefs, or is it something different personal happened?
I felt like what they do is what they do, but it wasn't a fact to where it wasn't like in my household or I was taking them to do whatever they do. But I also felt like I had to slide back because if I got certain boundaries and lines with my own child, I gotta have certain boundaries and lines with you.
Okay, well, I'm asking you this: are you married?
No, I'm not.
You're not married?
No.
Do you live in a house with a man?
Yes, I do.
So I know that's one of the things that I know God frowned upon. So,
and exactly.
Tell me how. Well, I just because I want to be clear on it because I want to know what makes that right, but not make it right for Brooklyn to be able to have company over and you do.
It don't make it right.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure.
It don't make it right.
So we're basically you still not accepting.
I'm accepted. I'm just
you're not accepting.
I'm accepted.
It's tolerated. I feel like everybody in the house is tolerated. And that's just my
accepting
opinion.
And toleration is totally
two different things. And I feel like people don't understand that because, like she said, when you and I never really speak on it either. I kind of just keep it in my mind because my mom's stubborn. She's Capricorn, so her mind's gonna be her mind. So,
What?
like when I kind of never like how you just explained. I'm glad you said it because like you said, you're not really fully accepting me like how I feel like.
Because you still making Brooklyn Mass who she is.
Because like I can't bring nobody to you and be like,
I
hey,
don't make Brooke. I don't
Yeah,
make
you
I
don't you
can't.
do.
because you can walk in my house and dress and be who you
But
want
I
to
feel like
be.
there's leeway. You giving me baby still
You
steps
can
though.
still, but at the same time though, the same way, which I understand everything y'all saying, and I'm very open to it, and I understand it. I know I'm not right in any aspect by any means when it comes to that situation. Like you can't have somebody and then I got somebody there in a mirror. I'm not trying to say my sin is small and your sin is big. I'm not trying to say that. However, I just feel like, how can I say? I just feel like the same way you want respect from me, I'm respecting you. Respect me, and
So
maybe
to
it
have
can,
it disrespectful.
maybe it's going to get that way. Like because here's the deal, the way B came to me and told me, it wasn't just like B was like, okay, over these years, I didn't listen to it over these years. So
So let me ask you. Okay, well, let me ask you
I
this.
recently just
So basically, B had to be who you wanted him to be until you were ready. Everything is still about you.
no, B was still doing what B wanted to do, whether or not
But
I
it
agree
still
with it or
seems like
not.
it's about, yeah, because it's still,
I mean,
we got to take these steps until I'm ready to get to this point. We
No,
got to
you
do
can do
this.
what you want to do. I have met B friends. I have met everything. It's just far as like just being in my face. I'm like I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point to where okay, everything is all in my face. Like I'm not rude to nobody. I'm cool with everybody that's introduced to
But
me.
Brooklyn's situation still is wrapped up and based on you and your feelings.
No, it's not wrapped up
It
based on me
is.
and my
You don't
feelings.
want to. You don't want to admit that, but it is
It's
because you
not. It's
still
just
saying
that
she has to wait till you get to this point. She has to wait till you feel more comfortable to let her bring her, mate
I
or
just feel like
something
it's a
over. It's
certain way
still
that you
about
do
you.
it and you don't do it. Like B is a little bit more just, I ain't gonna say disrespectful, but just real,
Flamboyant,
yeah,
and
open with it. And I'm just like,
you want to be
I no,
conservative with
you ain't gotta be conservative, but god dang, like give
it.
me a second, like who you
But
moving
you
me
see,
too
you still
fast.
making it about you.
But I ain't trying to. I'm not trying to. It's just like if you in my house, I ain't gonna say it's about me. But if you in my house, it's certain rules and guidelines. Like
And
just
now I do understand
so
that.
just give me a sec. So it's not like that I'm trying to mask who you are or nothing like that. But I want a little bit a little bit respect with it. You know what I'm saying? Because
And I can
sometimes
understand when you
I
saying when you're in
don't
my
yeah,
household, you
I
have to
don't
follow my
get the
rules.
type of respect that I would like. So it makes it hard for me to be like,
what I do?
I can't okay, I can
No, like what do I do? You say I don't give you the respect, like on this part of this thing, like
sometimes you could be a little bit extra, a real extra to the point to where it comes out kind of disrespectful as far as I guess we just gonna call him Bobby. As far as Bobby, how yeah, when you thought I was working and I come home and I'm just like, see, like it's like I'm
I
going.
gotta sneak it around you
No, you ain't got to sneak it around me. That's what I didn't like. The fact that you did
because
sneak
you
it
didn't let
around
me
me.
be
I'd rather for
open.
you to be like, Mom, while you gone, do you mind? You know what I'm saying? Like,
You make it that comfortable for
do
me
you
though.
mind? But
Are you making it comfortable for
I feel
Brooklyn to
like if we
come and
could talk
say,
about anything else, you could talk about that. Don't pick and choose what you want to talk to me about because we have conversations. I feel like sometimes it's not just me. I feel like sometimes it's me too. You don't want to have certain conversations with me. But I feel like if we talk about this thing, why not just come to me and just say this? I feel like sometimes it's easier for B to sneak and do it without me knowing because B doesn't want to deal with what I have to say. But our reality, you gotta be understanding and hear me out like I have to hear you out.
Right.
And I feel like B doesn't want to hear me out sometimes. And I'm like, that's not fair because I'm hearing you out and I'm listening to your needs. So now you got to hear me out. So sometimes I feel like it's easier for B to do something behind my back than to say, hey, I know such and such, but while you gone, do you mind? And I would have been like, it's cool. I'm finna get home at, you know what I'm saying? Like, so when I come home, just have it down to a notch. That person don't have to leave, but just kind of be
So do
respectful
you
because
make
it's
it
not.
comfortable enough for Brooklyn to come?
Yeah, we talk about everything. That's why I say I feel like B chooses what B wants to speak about because we talk about everything. Like, we talk about everything.
Oh no.
So you, Brooklyn, basically, you still don't think you fully accepted yet.
No, I know. I feel like I'm tolerated.
Just tolerate.
Hmm. Like not in a bad way though. Tolerated, like a respectful, tolerated, like how she said, like I kind of understand my mama now, and I'm not gonna force it. It's kind of like we gotta just let people have to be who they gotta be. Like I'm gonna accept it, and my it's like basically her accepting in her own way. Everybody accepting, I guess, is different, but like she's gonna accept me the way I want to be accepted. Like how you say, let me come, like bring people over and everything. But everybody, I guess, accepting is different, so I can't, pressure her.
So
And it's
basically,
not even just that. B is in a stage to where like I'm popular. You know what I'm saying? Like B, I'm popular. So yeah, I'm think I'm hidden. So yeah, I got a friend and I got this friend. I don't like different type of ninjas knowing where I stay at. So
right.
that's one thing. I don't want different type of ninjas knowing where I stay at. On top of that,
I wouldn't do that.
it's just like when I see certain ones, I'm like, dude, what he about? You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't that I don't trust you. It's just like if I was to have a if I when I say this, I don't mean no disrespect because you are my daughter, okay?
Mm.
So if I was to have just like like a daughter all the way around, like a natural daughter that
A birth.
yeah, a
daughter.
birth daughter. If I was to have a birth daughter and she started dating men, it would be to a point to where, hold on, we gotta test them because I got my dude here, gotta make sure that they ain't never bumped heads with each other in the street, like the little street codes and stuff like
Right.
that. Like so it's not the fact that I don't want you. I just we gotta make sure that it's the right thing because some ninjas get with people just because they know who you connected to.
Right.
And sometimes B has a big heart and is green to certain things. And me and B have talked about that. So what B don't even see it till later on. And now B is hurt. So B is in a stage to where, okay, I'm a young adult, I'm popping. Mom, he does love me. The little type of mom, he does love me type of stage. And it's just like, no, just kind of slow it down. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I don't want you to have nobody at the house. It's just that I want you to be selective who you bring to the house because everybody around here in Little Rock is
Make
not.
it seem like I'm just
No, and I said you not that.
Like you just promiscuous and
Nah,
out there. Like you.
it could be. It could you dating. You young. You
Yeah,
not
because when
married.
you dating,
You can
dating.
have two people.
Right.
But even
But
after
you give so basically you give her an amount to have.
no, I'm saying you can
I
have.
never
No,
bring
I'm saying
nobody
I'm
over,
just
though.
saying in general. Like you can have two or
Well,
three
Brooklyn
people.
says she's still not allowed to bring nobody.
B, you
over.
done have people pull up and
Mama.
you say you ain't brought nobody in the house. You done
When
have
she
people
say
pull up.
my
I'm talking
different,
about coming in,
No, that's
coming
what I'm
inside,
saying.
and okay.
And
You,
actually
so let me,
sit
are you
down
the
and
only
talk
child
to.
at home?
No, my brother still. Okay, I moved out and then I came back with my mama and my brother. Like it's just me and my brother
So
now.
how old is your brother?
22? No, 23.
Mm-hmm.
23. Do he date?
Mm-hmm.
Or he ate the
Spend
people
a night.
So his dates are able to spend a night, come over and do that.
Depending.
Spend a night. All spend a
Depending.
night.
And a lot of some of the things that get done behind my back depending. And me and y'all have conversations and stuff too. But here's the deal. B
You're
feel
more
like
accepting to him.
oh
because he's a
no.
boy.
B feel like because I don't talk here's the deal. I try not to what me and B talk about, me and B talk about. What me and y'all
Now,
talk about,
y'all
me and
are
y'all
all
talk
in the
about.
same
But when
house,
we
and
all in the
siblings
same
and
house
mother
and the same house and stuff, you might think that I was if B have if Jai had a girl come over and she in the house, I'm not like, you can't come in my house. You know what I'm saying? Like when me and Ja talk, I'm like, Ja, you you can't be
But
X,
do
Y,
y'all
and
still
Z.
do that?
Yeah.
Not to a certain extent.
You
Mama.
still saying a certain extent, but
Cause she trying
you
to
trying to
catch.
go right, and you just this is a bush here, and you keep hopping over the bush.
To a certain
No,
extent.
just we said we're gonna keep it real.
To
We gonna
and
keep
I'm
it
to
real.
a certain extent, Ja will listen. Will listen. I'll say he will listen to a certain extent, and me and him will bump heads on that.
But he's still able to have
Yes,
his
Company.
girlfriends
yes,
over and
yes,
even
Spend a
spend the
night.
yes,
night.
yes.
Yeah.
So, but Brooklyn don't have those same right. And how old are you, Brooklyn?
I'm 21.
And Brooklyn's 21, legal age, grown, and like two grown guys
I
still
just
living
told
home.
you why.
You making excuse? You are
Ain't
making
no
excuses.
excuse. Brooklyn be sometimes them picks.
So you picking for Brooklyn because Brooklyn may not pick.
It's
So
okay. I'm gonna say
so
this.
wait a minute. Let me
It's
ask you
different
this.
when it comes to job because it's a female. These
Why?
They
Why?
can do
Okay,
Why?
setups. Females can set
These
men
All
up.
the time.
these ninjas though in
These
Little Rock.
females do the same
Okay,
thing.
that's cool. And I tell y'all that if I get a bad vibe, I tell y'all that, and I won't see that young lady no more. Like y'all do respect me when it comes to me telling you about a vibe with a woman or this and third. I won't see that young lady no more. Now, do he still might talk to her? Yeah. Will he go over there? Yeah. But as far as her coming to my house, he will respect that. As far as a dude, I don't know. Like I say, I don't. It might be it's a double standard. I get it, but I'm more cautious when it comes to certain males coming to my house than women. Even though I know women can
Because
do just
women
as
can
much
be
as that,
just as
but that's
sneaky
just the
and
same as they
conniving.
say girls are 304s when they date 304 people, but dudes are exploring their options. It's a double standard. It ain't right,
So you
but
have
that's just
so
how
you saying you have double standards.
I basically I have double
So you
standards.
then if you have double standards, you still haven't accepted.
I accept B.
It's impossible.
I
You
just don't want you to bring any type of to my house. Any type of ninja. If B was to get a house, I'll be at B house kicking it and talking to B and B significant other, whatever it is. I wouldn't show any difference. I wouldn't be like that. I'm not
But why I
stuck up
can't be
to
in your house? My brother, they all of their friends, they came into our house. They came to your house, y'all kiki, y'all chop it up, and I'm the only one sitting there with nobody. And I be in my head like,
is that fair?
it's not. When we
So do you as I listen and I just wonder now, do you ever take into account or how do this make Brooklyn feel?
all the time. I ask. I ask. Sometimes I get shut out. Sometimes talk later. But
So
I
you
do
never
ask.
wonder why? I mean, if you can,
I don't try to throw it and be faced like that. It's just that that's just how I was conditioned, and I don't feel like it is right, and I don't feel like it is wrong. I just feel like okay, I understand that I need to be a little bit more open with me. I understand that it's not fair that this can go like this and this can't go like that. I understand that. I really do. It's just it's taking me some time to just basically all the way regurgitate everything, like just come to everything like that. I'm not saying it is. I'm not perfect. I mean, this whole journey was very different,
and this is a journey
and
you
I'm
still
still
learning.
learning, and I'm
Yeah,
still doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not trying to look at be different or like that because at the end of the day, could nobody else outside of me come to be and have this opinion because I ride for B. You know what I'm
right.
saying? So, like I said, I've never stopped being a mama to be. I'm always a mama to be. I'm always open. I'm always, understand. This is the first year that I actually like gifted be like girly stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I am.
she has improved from like in the beginning stage, I can say.
I am.
It's still like just some slow stuff that we kind of like,
Right.
working on.
And I understand. That's just how I'm handling it. I'm not saying it's right to handle it like that, and I'm not trying to be offensive to be or disrespect be at all. I'm just trying to I'm getting there. I don't want it to where B doesn't feel comfortable because, like I said, I wouldn't want nothing to happen to my child or my child be out there because you see a lot of things happening to children like B. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want that to happen.
Because
So
you know, I know it has to be hard to feel like you still masking who you are on certain aspects, especially when you can't be who you are around certain people, and you know you just can't be fully when you see everybody else being able to be happy and you know share their love or whoever they're with. You know, because I know you've had dates or before you settle down, you had many of guys that your parents disagreed with, and you not being able to be with the people that you want. I know it hurts you. So I try to take into account on. I know how it would make me feel. I know this probably how it would make my child feel, regardless of their what their sex is. David, have you ever took in a
I did take that into accountability. But you also have to be my whole thing started out
because
with
you
me
keep
and
saying
B.
about respect and but
Yeah,
what makes
because
it disrespectful?
it was how it was brought to me, how you speak to me about certain things, how it was tone and language. You know, what I'm saying? That's how my whole purpose was. It was tone and language, not to just put all the business out there. You know what I'm saying? But just to give enough for social media. It was just like tone and clarification. Like disrespect would shut me all the way down. So if I'm like say this the line and I'm right here, like okay,
Don't
we
cross the
get
line.
we no say this is the line to where 100% accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like to where you can bring somebody, you can do what you want to do, all this. I don't care. And I'm right here. You get to disrespecting or acting or talking to me a certain way, it'll shut me down and pull
So
me back.
Brooklyn, when you did try to go to her, what made the anger come out? What made the disrespect come out in order to, you know, talk with her? Why you didn't feel that you could talk with her with respect or have your tone in a way that was more respectful to her?
Um, I was angry at her because she was my creator, and I felt like I already knew I was going to deal with people on the outside of who I am. So when I came to her about who I wanted to be, I didn't get accepted like how felt like I should have got accepted. Not how like in reality, like okay, my mama might not actually be okay with it. I'm thinking of me and my mom relationship. Like I don't know where everybody else going. They family might not be cool, but me and my mom, we locked in. Like I feel like it's gonna make her stronger. So when I finally did tell her, and I didn't get that answer, or I didn't get that okay, well, like it was always wait till you 18, wait till you get out, out your get your own stuff, get your own. I kind of just always over the course of the years of high school and kind of push her away and just hold that anger inside of her. Cause
Do you feel like it made y'all relationship different?
that yeah, I feel like in the beginning stage it made it worse, but now that we where we are now, like I said, we both have grew and understand each other. It kind of made it way like closer. So I feel like when we get more and more understanding of each other, we're gonna be more and more locked in, like how we used to be when I was younger. If that makes sense. Like how can I say? When we was younger, like I said, I ain't gonna say like the golden child, but like I'm the youngest. So
Oh,
the
so you was the
youngest, yes,
baby.
I'm the baby. So it's kind of like me and my mama was I was with her
Right.
like everywhere she go. But when I became who I was, it's kind of
So
like
wait a minute, let me ask you this. So was his dad her dad a big part
Mm-mm,
as a
no,
child?
mm-mm.
So you was always around your mom.
Yeah, and so I feel like you didn't have no say so on this. So don't come to me angry, talking about some what is going on, baby. That's the wrong thing to do because you don't have no say so. Maybe if you was involved, you won't be asking me what's going on.
Because you
And
would
even if
know.
you wasn't involved, so now B is like, oh, my dad's more acceptable than you. And I'm just like, okay, good for him. He ain't did nothing else. See, be acceptable. Be 1,000% acceptable. Don't say I'm not acceptable because I'm not doing what
And
you
you
want
know,
me to do.
normally it's the mom. The moms are more
yes,
But
acceptable
I
than
had
the
to see,
dad.
here's the deal. I had to be more man than a woman because I
and I
had
have
three
to
boys.
understand that too.
And I wanted to raise, my goal was I don't want to raise no boys, as I used to say.
Soft, cause
Yeah. So I have to raise them hard. So I put my feminine side kind of in the back and was always, I taught them how to use the bath, stand up, use the bathroom, how to change a tire, how to football tackle. Like I'm out there really doing the manly stuff. So I conditioned myself because I didn't want no soft boys. I didn't want a situation like this to occur in my mind. I'm already pre-thinking. So I set it up to where I talked to them kind of rough. I was
and
not
it's shot,
sweet
but and
talking
this
to
is
them.
evidence that no matter how we try to portray and put and push on something for our kids, we may want them to be this, and you can buy them every truck and every He-Man, and I mean, really, but
Yeah,
they don't want
but
nothing but a
yeah.
baby
So
doll
in
in the
my
purse.
mind, it's like
No, it's serious. They want a baby doll
I
in the purse.
it's
They do
like
not want
I
no truck.
brainwashed myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I conditioned myself to where now it's to the point to where you want me to soft talk you, and it's just like, hold on, I gotta take a step back because now I gotta reintroduce my whole parenting, my whole mind frame, like reintroduce everything because that's not how I was doing that for like 18 years. I was aggressive, because I had boys, like I was aggressive. I had this mentality. Okay, yeah, God say don't do this, I did that. So it's like it's double standard. I'm like, okay, I know what battles I have to cross when I listen to God. So I don't want you to cross those battles. But I know it's not my say so.
Right,
But
because
I'm already,
your sins is yours,
yeah.
and
But in my
Brooklyn's is
mind, it's like,
Brooklyn's.
okay, I'm mama bear because at the end of the day, I don't have their dad to go and see. So if something happens, it's gonna fall back on me. You're gonna need me to help. So please, whatever you do, I done had all this to take care of by myself for this long. When you get a little older and wiser, kind of help me to help you. Because if you don't, I'm still gonna be left to deal with everything on my own. It wasn't that I wasn't trying to accept me or nothing like that. It was just that I'm battling with, okay, God, what do I do? Like, I'm not trying to make you mad. If I make you mad, then life gonna be hard for me. But if I make my child mad, then I'm not gonna have my child around. So what do I do? Like, how do I handle this situation to where I can still have a connection with you, God, and I can still have a relationship with my child? Because I know you say this, but I also know that you also say this too. I gotta love my
So you
child.
felt
I
like you
gotta.
would lose the connection with God
I
if
felt like I was gonna lose my favor. I felt like I was gonna lose my blessings. I
because
felt
what
like I was gonna lose my connection with him because of what B was choosing to do if I was to go 100% off full fledged in. I say, yeah, you can have a boyfriend. Yeah, I'm gonna call you her. Yeah, everybody, I got a daughter. Yeah, this is my daughter, Brooklyn. Yeah, this is that. I felt like I was indulging in it. But when I sat back, I'm like, okay,
are you in what if
I
indulging or
can't.
accepting?
Oh, that's what I felt like. I feel like if I 100% just go all the way full fledged in, like dive in the deep part, that I was gonna get in trouble with God. Like I
So,
felt
but you
that,
never thought that
but
you
I
was gonna get
thought,
in trouble with God with all the
but
other
yeah, but
sins
I
that you
said, but
committed.
that's why I said I had to sit back and take a look back and be like, okay, God, this one needs to happen. Like the within this last 2 years, I have been doing a lot of soul searching, spirituality, to where I'm like I said, I'm more spiritual than religion. I've also had to talk with my boyfriend, like, hey, we can't be, I'm trying to get a better connection. And like I say, I struggle with trying to get a better connection with him and trying to love my child because I know what his words say. But I also understand that, okay, God, you know my heart, you know my mind, and you know that this is my child. I need you to guide me through here.
So you
So
you
I
have to do some real deep thinking and praying when it comes to accepting what your child choose.
I have to do some real deal thinking and praying, not to just accepting who my child do because I accept my child what my child do. I have to do some real thinking and praying when it comes to me and make sure that I'm not all the way out of bounds with him,
So
with
do you do
God.
those same prayers when
Yes,
you
when it
lay
comes to my
down
yes, I
every?
do, and that's why me and my significant other is having what we having because I'm closer to where, hey, bro, we can't be doing this. Like, even though B doesn't see those conversations or hear those conversations, I'm in his face more. I'm also in B face more, but I'm also been more laid back and just getting myself together. And I've been accepting with B. I've been a little bit more because I'm like, okay, God, you know how I know how you feel,
Oh, excuse me.
and you know how I feel about you. I got my child. I don't want to be 10 years having speaking to my child because
Right. Because there's a
this is
lot
what
of
my
parents
child
out
want to
here
do.
that have
So
children like that and they don't speak to
B,
them.
this is what, and it goes back to, okay, B, this is what I accept you, but this is what I want to go on in my household. Can you bring somebody over there? Yes, you can. But can you have them? Can you pull up with them and just let me meet them first for a second before you just bring them in my house? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hey mom, this is such and such. This is my boyfriend. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and it's not no dig to B of who B is. It's just that I struggle with that connection between me and God and me and my child.
Right.
That's it. I struggle with that connection. So it's hard for me to kind of balance out. And I'm still praying about it because, like I said, I don't want my child to feel like I don't accept my child because I do. And I feel like my child feel like I don't accept me because of how I handle it. But I'm trying to learn on how I can handle it without messing up my favor and my blessings, without living in torment to where I feel like in my mind, in my spirituality mind, that if I don't if I don't let him lead me, that I'm gonna be living in hell. So I struggle with trying to do that. So I am trying to work on, okay, B, I do understand how you feel. I do feel like you feel like, oh, everybody get to live and you don't. So how, God, how can I please you, please my son? How can I not trying to put my child before you, but how can I still be whole and be able to make sure that, because I'm not married yet, even though I have a fiance, I'm not married yet. My last name's still the same. So I feel like at certain diameter, I'm still the head of my household. If me and this man does not work out a month from now, I still need to make sure I got a clear cut mind to where I could leave me and my household the way I need to leave us. So I'm just trying to make sure spirituality, mentally, that I'm not stepping on nobody's toes, and that's hard for me. It's really hard for me because I don't know how to balance it just yet, and I'm learning. I'm learning to balance
So are
it.
you learning with an open mind?
I am learning with an open mind. That's why B feels like I have gotten better.
Do you think she's learning with an open mind?
With a, it's like it's open.
It's like spoon feed you. She give
Yes,
you a little bit at
it's
a
like
time.
yes,
No,
like
I just feel like you can't tell some.
that's and like and I can't, but it's like it's hard because like it's like it makes me feel like okay, like everybody keeps saying give time, give time, give time, but in my mind, like I said, how I have my time could like how I have my head condition is just like. How do you need time to accept something you created? I'm your seed. I came out of you. I never asked to be here, and it's just like I feel like how do you need time to just I don't know, I just feel like maybe when I have my kids I realize certain things, but I just also feel like when I do have my kids I just don't think
You'll be more
yeah,
accepting.
like with a lot of more
You say
with a lot
that,
of
and you might
things.
be, and you might not. You might understand where I'm coming from. It's different when you have your own. Because a lot of things that I told my mama that I let my kids do, I understand her in a better way. But I won't be. I just want. It's not just be. I just want people to hear what I'm saying and not what I'm not saying. There's a million ways to skin a chicken. Just because I don't say I love you verbatim does not mean that I'm not saying I love you. Like just because I'm not doing it exactly the way you want me to do it does not mean I'm not doing it. Like the same way you want me to open up my eyes and my heart and be understanding is the same way I need you to open up your heart and your mind to be understanding of me because
But do you not think it's hard for somebody to be understanding to a person want them to be something that they're not?
I don't
Or
want B to be nothing that B isn't no more. I don't. I've given that. I'm not. I've given that up. I don't want B to be that. I want B to be the best version of B that B wants to be. I want B to be whatever B feels like B wants to be. Whatever that is, whatever makes you happy, whatever brings peace to your heart and your mind, that's what I want B to do. I don't want B to do nothing for me, but do for yourself. I have that. But I feel like because I'm not doing it the way B wants me to do sometimes, I get shut off. And it's not that I'm not gonna do it. It's just that
It gotta take time.
I do
And
it
I hear
like
people always say, this it takes time to do this, and
But
it's
how much
still.
time? Life is short.
That's my point. I was just going to say that we don't, we actually don't have a lot of
and
time
that's
these
why
days.
I have been working on slowly but surely like this talking out loud, this is a big step for me. Like I never really just talk to anybody and be freely. Like it's people in my circle, but now I'm able to this week or this like last year or a year and a half ago. Now I'm more able to where if I hear somebody say, "Man, you see," I'm like, "Hey, bro, like no, that's not cool. Like my child is like this. Like I have a more understanding heart. Like it's a lot of things that B don't see. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I try to protect B heart. It's a lot of things that B don't hear. I take up for B more than what B thinks I do. I speak for B more than what B thinks I speak. And I don't say certain things because I don't want to cause friction because I know B is like me. And now your mouth is turned up. So now I gotta go to war with this person with you when I'm gonna say what I need to say, and now you gonna wonder why. Well, why you ain't, or this person, are we not going? No, we gonna chill you off this person for a little bit. I don't gotta tell you what's going on, but I handle it. It's just certain things that I do to protect B. And at first I couldn't talk about it. But my when I did talk about it, my boyfriend was the first person that I talked to about it. And that's because he has a sister that's like, well, was born a male, but now is a woman, has a sister like that. So he knew how to help me deal with it. Like because when I first found out about it and really just took off,
Well, you found out about it years ago. At
I
the
didn't
job
listen to what my mama didn't want to tell me. I didn't listen. I couldn't tell you if that was what they wanted to tell me or not. I didn't want to listen to it.
because you knew.
I didn't know what it was.
You
She
knew.
knew.
No,
She
I
You
knew.
didn't.
knew. You
I'm gonna
just.
say
Oh
this.
no! If you
I
didn't
did
want to
not know
hear it,
what it was, what they was gonna tell me. All I do know is I had so much going on in my life dealing with them at a young age by myself and working. When they called and was like, Erica, do you know? I'm like, Mom, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to listen to it right now. I
and you
never
was
gave
what
them.
age again?
I was in seventh grade.
I never
And
gave
how old
them
were you in seventh grade?
So probably like
13.
30,
All of them graduated when I was
17,
17. So
probably 13.
I never gave my mom the chance to even talk about that.
So
And
it,
I guess my mom, from her being my mother and knowing my heart, she never ever came to me again with the conversation. Like I never gave my mom a chance to talk about it because I
so
did
it in the span of those 8 years, because that's 8 years.
5 years. Like because
It took you 5 years.
no, really 11th grade wasn't it?
Seventh grade,
Is when you
I
were.
told her, and then my pops called. Remember, you did know because my pops called about that Facebook post, and he was like, "I ain't got no F no the F word."
And I
So,
said,
and
B, did you make a post? You was like, I don't know what y'all talking about. So
I was playing dumb and stuff like
I
that.
was like, so what are you talking about? Like, bro, get off my phone because I'm not finna deal with you right now. Because first of all, if your child was, you don't have no say so in nothing because you're not involved. And I don't even know what post you're talking about. I'm dealing with a lot right now. I don't got time for this S word. I'm taking care of kids by myself. I'm trying to figure myself because basically I had my kids so young that I was growing up with them.
Right.
So I was battling a lot of stuff and not knowing how to handle it.
Because you was growing up while they were growing up.
Because I got shut off.
And I didn't. As I get older, I didn't understand it until I got older.
So it was a lot of things that I kept from them, and I kept a lot from them. I dealt with a lot. I went through so
there's a
much.
lot of those parents.
Yeah, I went through
especially
so
single
much.
parents.
So I had a lot of stuff on my back,
Right.
and it was getting very very heavy. And so it's certain things that I'll shut you off. You came to me about.
And that was one of them.
I don't want to hear this. Is it gonna piss me off? That's the question I'm gonna ask you. Let me tell you this how I was back in is it gonna piss me off? It might. I don't want to hear that shit. I got too much on my plate. Are we gonna die? No.
So it
Is
took you.
everybody okay? Yeah. Are we gonna
So
yeah.
you knew it, you just didn't want to face it.
I knew
Basically.
it could be 1,000 things. I
But
just didn't want to face
but
it. Yeah, I didn't
you
want to
knew
face it.
and you've
So when I
always
finally had to
known.
face it was when me and B got B a teenager, and usually you tell a child, "I'm gonna take your phone from you."
No,
And
no, no,
this
no.
time
That's
I didn't.
before. That's before.
No, this
That's
time I
after.
didn't
Cause
take.
ninth grade, I told you, Mom. I told you she just don't. She just was pushing it off, Mama. Cause I told you ninth grade year. I wish I had my iPhones that I still. Cause
Cause
I
I
have.
don't remember the.
Yes, I
In
told
my
you.
mind, I
It
remember
was.
when I found out was when I didn't say I'm gonna take your phone. Talking that our kids talk back. You was around me and I just snatched it. I said, oh, yeah, and this
It
phone
was
is
actually a
mine.
phone that I brought too at the time.
I said this phone, but it was on my plan. Said this phone is mine.
I
So
was
we sitting.
16
I
because I
got
was
that phone,
working.
and so I was in a ride with my boyfriend. And I went through that phone. I said,
It was pictures of me dressing up differently and her stuff too.
and text messages that baby,
Oh wow.
you'll be shamed, shame. Look, so I was like, whoo, oh, what the hell? I'm like, oh.
I think
So
that's when
then
it
I just
realized.
started
That's when it
like
kind of.
crying.
It really
Yeah, and my
kicked in,
boyfriend was
like,
like, "What's wrong with you?" I
Cause
was
she
like, "I
seen
don't
it.
want to talk." He's like, "What's going
so
on?" Like, I don't
it
want
hurt
to
you
talk.
that bad to
She
know.
told me she busted. She told me that was the. I think she even said that was the most she ever cried. Oh, and that hurted me too because, like I said, I felt like, like she said, she felt like she messed up. I felt like just me being me was like
That's what
a
I'm
mess up.
saying.
Like I feel like my whole,
It
Like
was a
you just
lot,
it basically made you feel like you was ruining
but
her.
it was emotions on both ends, and that's why I feel like as a parent, people as a parent, we get just as much as torment as
as
they do because we're always pushed as to that's your child. Why can't you accept it? And why you do this and why you do that? And not understanding that we're going through emotions too. They're going through emotions to be accepted, and we're going through the emotions of that of accepted too. But what we not gonna do is feel like we need to be ridiculed because we're not accepting it the way the world wants us to accept it. Because even the people that tell you to accept something, once something happens to them, the way they tell you that they want you to accept it, they don't even accept it like that.
Right. Because I don't think you can really say
What you
what
would
you would
do
do
until
until you
you're
was
in that
put in that
situation.
situation.
So it was a lot of people that's like, oh, frown upon me, and it's like, okay, whatever. And now they in situation, it was like, you you forgot you forgot your opinion, you forgot your advice. Obviously, you did.
Right.
And I told you that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm not saying I accept my child, but understand that my acceptance is the same way as B's acceptance to not be Brian anymore. So we both got the same type of acceptance, but it's on a different type of scheme, like a different type of level. But at the end of the day, we still come together.
we
And I
understand each
still
other.
love B. And like I said, I'm praying about and I'm trying to figure out how to not hurt B and how to not hurt God. Like I said, this last year was like the first time that I've actually like brought. I usually get like unisex stuff or money. This year was the last year was the year that I actually brought like you know what I'm saying, stepping into that. So I am coming into it, but I'm also just leading by prayer.
So let
And
me ask,
even though it seemed like
are
I'm
you
not
only
doing,
leading by the
I'm
when you
leading
say
by prayer when it comes to my whole life. My whole life. That's why some friends feel like I've changed. I'm not changing to harm you. I'm not changing because I don't have anything against you.
right.
I'm changing because I'm trying to be better in the life for me. Because I went through a lot of shit. And I'm tired of going through shit. So I feel like for me, a lot of people don't feel like that, but for me, I feel like the best way for me to be better with dealing with life is with God first. And I understand that comes with certain sacrifices. And I understand that even though it might look like, okay, she got a whole fiance and she not married, but just know that I have these talks with him too. Just know that I'm in a transition to make everything the way it needs to be. It's not gonna be perfect, but I'm slowly but surely trying to do that. And so in my journey, my child is part of my journey. And it's to understand, like, how can I love my child better? How can I make my child feel more acceptable? And God, how can I do this without stepping on your toes? How can I do this without putting a wedge between my relationship with you and my blessings and my relationship with my child? So I'm dealing with everything, and sometimes it might come off as being an asshole-ish, but I'm just trying to understand. I'm be confused too.
Well, I'm just gonna say this because our time is about up, and Sloan, I see she wants to make this a part two.
Oh, period.
Yeah, because it is some more questions and things that I know I would like to ask, but I wanted to get a feel of Miss Brooklyn and Erica to see exactly their standpoints on this situation on this period. I ain't gonna say a situation because it's just life. You know, I can't say what I would or I wouldn't do in Erica's situation or in Brooklyn's situation because I never had to go through that. So I can't say, what I would do. I can only say how I feel as a mother. And I know as a mother, loving my children, I'm gonna love my children regardless of, and not saying that you don't, because I know you love your kids with everything, but I just know I will love my kids and accept whatever they choose. I'm just that type of person to where I never forgot. Even my kids would tell you, I never forgot what it was like to be a kid, and I never would. I knew what it was like. So certain things that they did, I had understanding of. That's just like with the gay community. I have an understanding of it. I none of my kids is gay, but I have nieces that are gay. I have a nephew that's gay, and not a nephew, a cousin. I'm sorry, that's gay, and I mean I love them.
But that's but see, you see how you was raised up and how you was brought up. I was brought up in a sheltered Christian
Now in
Christian,
my household with my mom didn't play that, and she looked frowned upon everything.
and I kind of tried to live a life to where I felt like I was trying to fit everybody's bubble
Right.
because I was already looked up.
You basically you wanted to make sure you was being accepting of everybody's
Yeah, because I
feelings.
wasn't accepted for a long because I did so much at an early age. I was trying to do this and do that. So the way that I was inside a bubble, how open minded and stuff you was, I wasn't conditioned like that.
Yeah.
So now I'm learning it because I'm
And it's a
40
process.
years old, and it's a process to unlearn what you learned yourself, what how you was raised
How you
up,
was
how you
programmed.
conditioned, how you programmed yourself, basically brainwash yourself. So it's a condition that I'm working on.
Kind of like trying to break a bad habit. It takes
Yeah,
time.
I'm
It
working on.
does. And I just love you already, and I just met Brooklyn today. I love how she's accepting of your not non accepting, but your baby steps. She's understanding where my mama was raised like this. Let me, and I like that she's very
I don't show it all
tender
the
to
time,
your
though.
feelings. She's more tender to
Yeah.
your feelings than you
I don't
are to
show.
her.
Yeah.
I don't show it all the time, though. I
Don't.
show
Yeah, I was
more.
gonna say, don't let me be the villain the whole
'Cause
day.
I show more
Shit.
like how I said I was like more of so I never even said it out loud that I was angry with her though. That was my first time,
No, you done
saying
told me before.
oh I have.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I guess, like I said, I understand, I just don't show it.
Yeah, it's a
I feel
process.
like
It's
we
a
both.
process
I
on
feel like
both
we both are
ends.
growing.
We
Growing.
stubborn. We both
Yeah,
alike
and,
too.
and I feel like, but we both are being a little bit more open minded. The older we get, the older I get, it's like it's coming together. So
Yeah.
slowly but surely. And hey, it might be this year. It might be
It
a couple
takes
of months.
beautiful
So,
and stuff like that.
but at the end of the
Takes
day,
time.
I'm always a parent first.
Right.
I've never not loved B, never disowned B. Always made sure B was good at the end of the day. Whether you in my house, not in my house, however you want it to look like, I still love you. Even when I didn't want you to look like a girl, I'm like, you look cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never was rude. I'm always a parent first. I might not agree with you, but was always a parent and always will be and always will go to war when it
Okay.
comes to B.
Well, y'all heard that. So we're gonna get ready to wrap things up. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we're definitely going to make this a part two because I know it's more questions that need to be asked, and
If y'all
so
got questions, hit them up. So they
hit us up. Y'all got questions? Inbox me, LaQuinta, myself, or Erica, my co-host, or Salone, our producer. Hey, inbox us any questions y'all have. On part two, we will discuss those questions, and we're gonna get ready to sign off. And remember, y'all, it's not what's on you, it's what's in you. So continue to have great things in you. We love you guys. Thank y'all.
Bye.